Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
RoadToRuta.com got a little silver info for you. Could be a big week next week for silver. It is for something, according to Cliff's data. But I would like to announce it's official this Sunday, tomorrow, the April 29th? No, 27th. Sunday, tomorrow, is going to be the last day we give away Veritasium tokens. I'll get to a little bit more about that, but Sunday night is the last day for Veritasium. We give these away with private road subscriptions. So go check it out at roadtoruta.com. Click on subscribe today. All right, silver. We are in the exact same place that we've been in since the early 1970s. Controlled by the moving averages with the commercials and the tech traders, basically. And it's a game. It's a game they play against us, and now it's being played against them. Every time the 200-day moving average and 100-day moving average are breached, India, China, any smart trader with half a brain is loading up on physical, not COMEX contracts. Physical silver. They might buy some COMEX contracts for delivery. We're going to see delivery numbers on Wednesday of next week. Wednesday is the first day of the May delivery month. I didn't think it would be huge, but it's potentially pretty big. Anything over 50 million ounces is pretty damn big. The reason I didn't think it would be huge is because so much has been going over to London for delivery this month. It's one of the biggest, it is the biggest month of the year for the London deliveries. And whether they're getting them from London or from the COMEX, massive amounts of silver are leaving the warehouses. Never to be seen again, by the way. A lot of it going into the solar panel industry that the Silver Institute lies about, shocking lies. And it's just all bullshit. And at some point, the people within the silver market, supposedly the people who run it, the silver miners, are completely useless and pathetic and embarrassing. Other than Keith Neumeyer, there's not one of them that holds any kind of position on the obvious manipulation of the only product that they're mining. This is for the silver miners who just mainly mine silver. You are going against your shareholders' wishes by allowing this to happen. And it is shocking that it has gone on for so long, but it does. And it is 100% supported by the CFTC, which is the regulator, as we've been told by Bart Chilton and by Rustin Benham. Both of them said, and Chris Giancarlo, all three of them, said exactly the same thing. The silver market is rigged. Not much more you need to ask about it. They call it tamping down the price. Rustin Benham called it tamping down the price. Bart Chilton said, yeah, it was rigged by J.P. Morgan Chase right before he passed away. That's exactly what he said. And then it took Trump to take down Chase. When you think about that, the concept of J.P. Morgan and friends rigging the gold and silver markets, we were screaming about that back while it was being done, and there was an investigation into J.P. Morgan rigging the silver market for 5 years, over 5 years, and they finally just shut it out during the time in which they were. So they were sitting on the desk of the J.P. Morgan traders while they were rigging the silver market, because they got busted later when Trump went after Jamie Dimon, because Jamie Dimon was trying to crash the economy through the repo market to take Trump out. This is high-stakes stuff, my friends. Anyway, so where are we? We are, every time it drops below that moving averages, and as long as the price stays above the moving averages keep going up. We're at $30.99.5. So that means if we stay above the moving averages for a couple more days, we're going to see that's the 200-day. The 200-day moving average will hit $31. And it's almost, it's only 50 cents off the 100-day moving average. So any kind of press down on the artificial press down, they're all artificial. The moves up and the moves down are all artificial because this is a derivative market. It's got really nothing to do with physical silver. But the idiots on the COMEX think they can keep playing this game. So every time they push it under those moving averages, India, China, Russia, you name it, are buying physical silver, taking possession. The U.S. retail customer is nowhere to be seen. The U.S. Mint's pretty much stopped making silver eagles. So, yeah, what do? You sit and you get your metal in your own possession and you hodl for dear life. If it goes over $35, it's going right to 50. There's no technical resistance between 35 and 50. And then if it goes over 50, there's no resistance at all. And that's when we find the true fair market value of silver, if we don't have the naked shorting by the commercials on the COMEX. I think over 50, COMEX will shut down, which would be a good thing. It's a futures and options market. That's all it is. And that's how they control the price. So when that closes down, it's hang on to your silver because we're in for a wild ride. It will be the last and most important asset to be set free. And I think it's coming this year. And because Trump has announced 2026, the 250-year anniversary of the United States of America, to be a big day on July 4th, my birthday. So it's going to take some time to get over the drama and the trauma of the global unbacked fiat monetary system ending. And I hope everybody understands that it does have to end now. We found the 14 computers that created money out of thin air. The Democrats and the Republicans were just printing money for themselves, running off into the distance, and there's no there's no tether to that money. It's just more fiat money. How did Barack Obama end up with $10 billion? That type of shit. Yeah, they just printed it and took it, and voila. So there is a way to undo that, and it's not trying to track it down. It's destroying the biggest problem the planet has, unbacked fiat money. It's pretty easy to do now with the massive $3 quadrillion worth of derivatives. We almost did it on September 11th, 2008. We were literally hours away from being free of the monetary constraints, because it would take out your savings account, your checking account, your 401k, everything you've worked your whole life for. And you might be angry about that because you bought into the system. You did what they told you to do, but they were lying, cheating, and stealing from you while you felt more and more comfortable. So a lot of people are just going to be shocked into what the hell is going on. And there won't be many answers at all. The people you'll look to for answers, the regulators in Congress, will be gone. They're heading for the hills. I think they already, many have already started heading for the hills. Anyway, back to silver. Keeping an eye on how much open interest for May. Right now, it's at 27,000 contracts, which is really high. That's 130 something million, 136 million ounces, but it's coming down. This is what they do. They roll them over to the next month. Remember, most of these trades are just the same banks trading back and forth with each other to set the price. That's why the volumes are so high. But there can be people in there grabbing metal, and we're going to find out. So right now, I think it'll be, I'd be happy with above 50 million ounces. And that would be 10,000 contracts. So they got to get rid of in the next, there's only 1, 2, 3 trading days left. So on average, they got to dump about 6,000 contracts. Is that right? No. Yeah. About 6,000 contracts a day right here out of the total open interest to get down to the 10,000 contracts deliver first day. Now, you can add. So probably if we do end up with less than 10, fine. They could put it at 0 if they wanted. These are all bankers. Just, you look at who's delivering and who's taking all the metal. It's the bankers. But it is interesting because a lot of the metal that goes over to China and to India goes through the bankers. So India will have bankers that buy their metal for them and take delivery for them, the customers. So we'll see. Very exciting time. I'm hoping for 10,000 contracts by Wednesday, which is, I think, the last delivery day, or the first day. Sorry, the first day. If you go to calendar on the CME report, the May contract is actually First position can be taken on the 29th of April. The first notification of deliveries is Wednesday, I think April 30th. Well, let me get my dates right. Wednesday, April 30th, we'll know as of the close of the 29th is, this is usually a day lag or something. It's ridiculous. But we'll know pretty much how much silver will be stood for delivery on the first day. And then how much will be delivered the first day, how much will be held over, and then you can add contracts, things like that. I'm hoping for over 50 million ounces of deliveries for May. Because it's a game. This is a ridiculous game. We did have a new commitment of trader support. I wasn't expecting much because of what happened this week, which is from last Tuesday to the Wednesday before. There wasn't much. It was held steady. The price was held steady. To hold it steady, the commercials have to short. That's the funny thing. To slam it down, they shorted a lot. But the commercials have to short to hold it steady even. And we can see that right here. Swap dealers shorted net 2,000 contracts, 10 million ounces. So, yeah. Wait, no. The short, I got to add that. It's always a pain in the ass. So that's 15 million net shorted 15 million because they sold 417 contracts. It's 15 million ounces they had to go short just to keep the price the same. Interesting. And we had a lot of action this week. And if you guys don't think this matters, it does, because the traders, the riggers, look when they start their slams right here on, there it is, Wednesday to Tuesday, Wednesday all the way to Tuesday, which is right here, close on Tuesday. They don't want to be seen doing what they're doing. So when we get this report for next week, it's going to show that the bankers have covered probably the 15 million shorts that they took on just to keep the price the same. This is not rocket science. And this is what the CFTC should do to say, to prove obvious collusion. Obvious. This has been the same since the early 70s. The thing is, the CFTC's in on the game. Gold-silver ratio still hovering right at 100, 99.44. Again, if you look at throughout history, it does not stay above 100 hardly at all. You can see on this chart, really, and this is artificial. This spiked to 126, 127 to 1. It was JP Morgan. Obviously, JP Morgan has full control of the silver market, of the gold market, of a lot of markets, probably most of the markets. But they're also the largest derivative holder, which means they have the biggest weakness. And it doesn't even mean that their derivatives had to fail. The counterparty derivatives fail. One derivative holder sells it to another, sells it to a podunk company in Kuala Lumpur, and they go bankrupt, and it's like a carry-on effect. So yeah, JP Morgan would not survive a derivative meltdown. No bank would. No financial instrument would unless you have it in your own possession. All right. Harvey, Oregon, again, the amount of exchange for physical, this is the amount sent over to London, is big this month. 750 right there, which is 3.7 million, I believe, something like that. So I add that to this. Harvey's been adding it up, already at 91, about 95 million right now. With 3 days left, we're probably going to go over 100 million, which is a really good month historically. January was 67, February was 58, March was 67, and now we're going to go over 100. I would say 110 to 120 million ounces bought on the COMEX and sent over to the LBMA for delivery, and probably ending up in India. We'll find out, right? Love to see this in Ireland. People all over the world are starting to turn nationalist. Every country needs to stand up for their own country after the years of abuse by the leftist, globalist, pathetic human beings. The United States, we were the first to break free with Trump. Now Ireland is saying, get the hell out of here. We want. I mean, it's kind of. I'm not gonna say it's racist. It's nationalist in that you are being invaded. You are secretly being invaded by people from other countries, brought in by the companies controlled by George Soros, who wants socialism, basically. How do you do it? You destroy the love of your country. That's what part of the plan is. Destroy the citizens' love for their country. And you hit a point where you've just had enough. Ireland's had enough. Check this out.
Look up. Thousands there is, look at.
You are the paddy one!
Yeah, chokes me up. Love that shit. And wherever you are watching this, fight for your country. Your country's worth fighting for. Whatever your country was like when it was at its best point, that's what you fight for. I don't care what country you're living in. If it's your country, fight for your country. Don't let people tear it down with their radical, ridiculous ideas. Fight, as Trump said. All right. Lastly, again, last day, we're giving away Veritasium tokens tomorrow. 99% of the people in cryptos have no idea what Reggie Middleton has, what Veritasium has. It's got the patent for DeFi and a patent for smart contracts, patent for NFTs. So how that factors into the future of cryptos, it's the biggest monkey wrench you've ever seen. And you know Trump wants to shake up that market. They're going to take that monkey wrench and throw it in the middle of the crypto world at some point. So I call it an insurance policy, owning a Veritasium token. And Cliff's data says Veritasium will be higher than Bitcoin. It's hard to get right now. I understand that. We're giving a free one away for every private road subscription. Interesting post here. There's 3.7 trillion in the stable coin market, and 1.5 quadrillion in tokenized global assets. And Reggie has the patent on most of it. It is shocking. Now it could go the other way. They could just say, nope, we're going to kick the patent out. So far, no. He's sued Coinbase for a couple $100 million, and the patent office has said, they went to the patent office and said, no, kick this out. It's not a real claim. And the patent office said, that's a real fucking claim. And he won that. And then all of a sudden his lawyer died, which scary shit. But hey, that's the world we live in. There's 2.1 million total Veri supply. See, that's kind of a misleading statement. There were 100 million made, and Reggie can make 100 more or 100 different tokens. What we're really talking about is who has claim to the patent and who can use his patent. And the way he was going to do it was to distribute it through the Veritasium tokens. But the SEC stopped him, froze all the tokens. They didn't steal them. They didn't burn them. They froze them. And Reggie has one of the signatures on the multi-sig wallet, meaning at some point they're going to give him back, I think. So he'll have 98 million. There'll be 2.1 million out there circulating. And that's how you get to Cliff High's data that said the U.S. government would come to Reggie and say, help us out, and Veritasium would be worth more than Bitcoin. So crazy talk. Bix Weir, crazy talk. I see it as a long shot, but definitely insurance policy against coming ugliness. Anyway, we're giving away that for one more day, the Veritasium token till Sunday night with every private road subscription. Go check it out, roadtoroot.com. Click on subscribe today. This is Bix Weir. I will talk to you later.